This Friday, the mastermind behind a horrific bank heist in North County back in the year 2000 is up for parole. CBS 8's Richard Allen sat down with the victims of that traumatic ordeal with their message of forgiveness and healing.
It was nearly a quarter century ago that a manager at what used to be this Bank of America here in Vista ended up robbing her own employer, forced to do so to save her and her 7-year-old daughter's lives. But what's happened since that traumatic episode is even more incredible.
The only thing I remember is asking if they were going to hurt my mom.
It was November 21st, 2000, when 3 armed masked men broke down the door of Michelle Renee's home.
And before I could even get off the couch, they were grabbing me by the back of my hair and slamming me to the ground with a gun to my head.
She and her daughter Bria, a second grader, were held hostage in their own house for 14 hours.
Yeah, I did not think I was going to make it through the night.
The kidnappers, who knew Michelle managed a bank, then showed them what appeared to be sticks of dynamite and a detonator device.
And saying these are going to be strapped on you in the morning, and if you don't do every single thing that we say, you will disintegrate. Your daughter will be first.
The captors ordered Michelle to rob the bank branch she worked for, while Bria remained back home imprisoned in a closet.
Said you have 5 minutes to say everything you need to say to her, because you will never see her alive again if you make one single mistake.
Fearing for her and her daughter's lives, Michelle stole $360,000 from her bank's vault, handed it over to the ringleader who accompanied her, and raced back home to Bria.
And is she alive? Is she dead? Is she there? Am I going to blow up at him? I mean, the absolute mental torment was just unbelievable.
While the dynamite turned out to be fake, the terror Michelle and Bria experienced was only too real.
And a lot of people say no one was harmed that night or no one was killed that night. A lot of things died that night.
Yeah, I was a whole different kid from before to after. I don't even know what my life would be like today if the crime didn't happen, like who I would be as a person.
During the kidnapping, Michelle was able to connect the leader of the group through his eyes and his voice to someone she had recently met.
Somebody that had come into my branch the day before. His stature, his voice, his eyes.
Those keen observations ultimately led to the arrests of Christopher Butler, his fiancée Lisa Ramirez, and 2 others. During the trial, Butler's defense team claimed that Michelle Renee was in on the operation.
100% I was on trial. There was no doubt I was on trial.
Trashing her reputation in the process.
How is this allowed to happen to a victim or a victim's family who has already been through so much?
Ultimately, Butler and the 2 co-captors were convicted, but despite a recorded confession, Lisa Ramirez was acquitted.
It was just almost unfathomable that this could be allowed to happen.
Now, more than 24 years later, after years of therapy and healing, Michelle and Bria have made peace with their traumatic ordeal.
I've 100% forgiven all of them, including Mr. Butler. Instead of just hating them and judging them and staying stuck in all of that, we really wanted to say, how do we live a life that's focused on compassion and understanding?
Even backing the release of Christopher Butler's 2 accomplices.
There is clear evidence of remorse. There's clear evidence of wanting to make amends.
As for Butler himself, who's up for parole on Friday for the 3rd time,
I am opposed to his being released at this time until we really see clear evidence of remorse.
During his 2nd parole hearing, he finally admitted that he'd lied about Michelle's involvement in the caper.
But the damage was already done.
Michelle and Bria, though, say they refuse to let that horrific experience back in November 2000 create permanent damage to their lives.
We're going to live life to the fullest, and we're going to come out of this on the other side and not let what happened to us control us. We're going to take control of it. And that's really a decision that so many people have that they can make after surviving something traumatic.
Richard Allen, CBS 8.
Wow, thanks so much, Richard. If you would like to read more about how Michelle identified the masked ringleader, visit our website, cbs8.com, and click on the online version of the story.